Do you want to be able to do this on command? I'll show you how. So starting off, we will be using the Solar subclass, and we will be taking advantage of the weighted throwing knife. This will deal extra precision damage and cause scorched targets to ignite, and precision final blows will also refund our class ability, which will be Gambler's Dodge. And we want to make sure we have our knife as frequently as possible. So for our first fragment, we will be using Ember of Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets, and this is a 400% regeneration rate for 3 seconds. More dodges equals more knives. For even more knife uptime, we will be using Knock 'em Down, and this will enhance our supers. But most importantly, while Radiant, our throwing knife final blows will refund our melee energy. And to pair with that, we will be using Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks make you and nearby allies radiant, so each throwing knife final blow will be refunded. We will also be taking advantage of Ophidia's Spathe. This will grant us an additional throwing knife, and it will also give us increased throwing knife damage on kill. This stacks up to 3 times, and at 1 stack that's 30%, at 2 stacks 60%, and at 3 stacks a 100% damage increase. This damage increase lasts for 5 seconds and refreshes on kill or class ability usage. Now for our other aspect, we will be using On Your Mark. Precision final blows grant you and nearby allies increased weapon handling and reload speed. This stacks up to 3 times, and it will give us max stacks when we dodge. The reason we're using this is for another fragment slot. Our fragments are doing a lot for this build, so we need to make sure we have all of the right pieces. Gunpowder Gamble would be nice with this build, but it doesn't give us that extra fragment slot. Now for our other fragments, we will be using Ember of Eruption. This will increase our Solar Ignition's area of effect by 20%. And to make our ignitions even stronger, we will be using Ember of Char. Our Solar Ignition spreads Scorch to affected targets. And the last fragment that is crucial to the build, Ember of Ashes. You apply more Scorch stacks to targets. So how are we going to create ignitions on command? Well, if you remember, our weighted throwing knife causes scorched targets to ignite. And the easiest and quickest way to scorch targets, in my opinion, is Skyburner's Oath. If you're unfamiliar, hipfire shots with Skyburners will scorch our combatants. And then aiming down sights shoots hit scan explosive projectiles. So with just one hipfire shot and one throwing knife, we will cause an ignition. And that can lead to an ignition chain if the enemies surrounding the ignition have enough health to reach that scorch stacks for an ignition. For example, here we have 3 champions, all chaining ignitions to each other. Another example we have here is a red bar enemy next to a mini boss, and when we kill that red bar with an ignition, that causes another ignition on the mini boss. To make our ignitions even stronger, we will be using Solar Fulmination. Ignitions deal an additional damage instance, and then while Amber of Char is equipped, it will also apply additional Scorch on ignitions. This is what allows us to chain ignitions. So there's a lot of moving pieces to make this build work. Each aspect and fragment are vital to this build. For your other weapons alongside Skyburner's Oath, just use whatever special that you like, and then you can use a heavy weapon with Incandescent if you'd like. Moving on to armor mods, on our cloak we have Powerful Attraction to pick up orbs when we dodge, Reaper for an orb on kill after we dodge, and then Bomber to reduce our grenade cooldown when using our class ability. We'll be using our class ability frequently, so we'll be getting our grenade back pretty quick. For your grenade, I recommend Healing Grenade for more survivability, but you can use whatever you'd like. And then on our boots, Absolution to reduce our ability cooldowns when we pick up an orb, Innervation to reduce our grenade cooldown when we pick up an orb, and then Recuperation to replenish health when we pick up an orb. So orbs are doing a lot for us right here, and when we dodge, it makes it easier to pick up those orbs. On your chest piece, just use whatever damage resistance mods that you'd like. On our gauntlets, 2 stacks of Impact Induction to reduce our grenade cooldown on powered melee hit, and we'll be using our throwing knife constantly, so you'll have your grenade up pretty frequently. Then we have Heavy Handed for orbs on powered melee final blows. And then finally on our helmet we have Dynamo to reduce our super cooldown when we dodge near targets, and then Hands On for bonus super energy on melee kills. For your stats, we'll want 10 resilience, and then follow that with mobility and discipline. For the artifact mods, I recommend Shield Crush for faster grenade uptime when we're radiant, Radiant Orbs so we're radiant more frequently, Elemental Siphon for fire sprites on rapid final blows with our Skyburners, and then the most important mod, Solar Fulmination. That's everything for the build. For the gameplay loop, if you're fighting a red bar, use Skyburners hipfire until they're low enough to be killed by your throwing knife, that way you can get it back. And then sometimes you won't get it back because either the ignition or the scorch is what killed the combatant. If you're fighting a yellow bar or an enemy with more health, hipfire once and then throw your knife to cause an ignition, and then rinse and repeat. Use your dodge when you need to, get your throw knives back, and don't be afraid to dodge frequently since we'll be getting it quickly when we scorch enemies. That's everything for the build. Thanks for watching, guys. A like and a sub go a long way. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, we have the Velis Labyrinth, Master Lost Sector, Overcharged Shotgun, Void Surge, Arc Surge, Arc Threat, Barrier, and Unstoppable. There's some other ones in there as well, but those are the major ones. Every time I do this Lost Sector, I get lost. Maybe that's why they're called Lost Sectors. Alright, hit fire, cause scorch, ignite, do the same thing. Got a little bit of an ignition chain going there. Gonna dodge, get our melee back. I mistimed that, that's alright. Let me reload, make sure we're good to stun him. And then we'll just use our finisher. Nice. Champion spawn. Gonna dodge. Get our melees back. Hit fire, scorch, ignite, dodge. Use our healing grenade, just make sure we're good. And we'll use our finisher. This part gets pretty sketchy, this tunnel, just because we don't have much movement. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We have our healing grenade just in case. Yeah, this guy is what gets me. He's scary. Does arc damage, that explosive damage. Just gonna use our super, make sure we're good. Dodge, get our melee, throw a knife. Alright. Got a nice little ignition chain there. Dodge. Keep scorching, keep throwing knives. We'll get our dodge back quick. So what's nice about this build, you can take care of 2 champions without needing the mods on your guns, like unstoppable rounds or anything like that. Because ignitions take care of square, and then you have radiant to take care of triangle. It's nice. I'm gonna use our healing grenade, just make sure we're good. I need to get my throwing knife back. Should take care of all the thrall. Now just the boomer. Or maybe he's Gen Z, who knows. We have our healing grenade again, I'm gonna use it. Just make sure we're good. Ooh, he's lighting me up. Gotta be careful. Should be good. Just gonna use some heavy. Be ready to stun again. Stun one more time. Oops. Hit the box. And we'll just finish off with Skyburners. Should cause an ignition about 10 shots in. I think that's the amount it takes. There we go. Nice. Alright, we're gonna use heavy on this guy. And then use our super here. Need our melees back. Just gonna do that. Scorch ran off on that first guy, so it didn't ignite. All right. Nice little ignition chain there. Ooh, I'm getting lit up. I need to be careful. And I believe champions are going to spawn here on the right. Yep. Scorch, ignite. And they should take care of each other for the most part. Gonna be ready to go again. Use our healing grenade. That's so satisfying. Taking care of 2 champions with like 1 or 2 throwing knives. Pretty cool. Scorch, throwing knife, ignite. Same thing on this guy. All right. Get our knives back. Scorch. Ignite. That's the whole gameplay loop. Just scorch with skyburners, ignite with your knife. And you'll have your knives up frequently. Oh, that's kind of scary. You'll have your knives up pretty much all the time, since you'll have your dodge up a lot of the time. We have 2 charges of it. You can get it back from being radiant. I'm getting kind of lit up right now. That increased arc damage is doing numbers on me. Oh, I hit that? I didn't think I hit that. We got an ignition chain going there. Bad aim. Whoa, how did that not hit? Would I hit the other one? Alright. Scorch, get our dodge. Throw our knives back. Guess I could use some heavy here. It's just so fun throwing knives at them. I'm gonna do it. Alright, there we go. Alright, kind of an interesting lost sector. But you can see the potential. That ignition chain we had on those 2 square champions over here, that was pretty satisfying. But yeah, this build's fun. Hope you guys like it, and I will see you guys in the next video.